Well, it's changing what it means. I mean, there's a lot of, I think we talked about this earlier, there's a lot of different ways you can call yourself a colorist. I mean, it involves a lot of different skills, and there's a lot of different ways you can apply that knowledge in this industry. It can be a strictly technical job, like I say earlier, doing dailies for people, where your picture quality is important, but the real important thing is repeatability, that you're creating good files for someone else to work on. I mean, that's a skill in itself. It's a very technical job, doing dailies and doing that kind of thing. Being a colorist, basically what you're, at its simplest, the simplest way I can describe it is, and again, it's changing from when I came up and everything was shot on film. I mean, a lot of things still are shot on film. I don't see a lot of it here in what we do here, but a lot of it is just trying to translate these files or information that you get into, depending on where you're going to view it, if it's going to be viewed on a screen in a theater or on a monitor at home or somewhere on the web on a computer, taking what you're given and maximizing its, what am I trying to say, optimize its look. Try to make it look as good as it can look for where it's going to be shown. Taking into account the people that shot it, what their desires are, what their intent was, what the clients want their, if it's a commercial, what they want their product to look like, what they want their commercial to look like. Color has emotional value in it, and in advertising, and as well as feature films, and a lot of filmmakers tend to, how do I want to say it, place a lot of emphasis on emotional content of color. Like the color of a certain scene in a movie could indicate that something's about to happen, or you might want to try to portray a feeling that you want in the movie through the color. So a lot of that's interpreting what the filmmaker's intent was to the final look of the film. So basically what you're taking is you're trying to, I mean, at its most technical level, you're trying to balance everything out, because some things are shot on a very bright day, and then they have to shoot the corresponding B side of the two shot on a cloudy day, and you're trying to match these things up as best you can. So a lot of it is technical, just trying to balance out the different exposures or whatever in the material. And then the more creative side of it is just trying to interpret the filmmaker's intent, what they wanted their film to look like, and how that works. Well, there are actually some scenes in this movie, although we're just getting into it now, so it'd be hard to get into it in too much depth, but we're just trying to develop, it's part of the dance you do when you start a project, is kind of go through it, and in the process of doing it, you sort of develop a language between you and the people you're working with. You get to know them, you have to interpret what they're saying to you, but there are things that we're doing in this film that are exactly what I just described. Like they go into a certain environment and we want that to look scary. Even though this is a comedy, the fact that it looks scary makes the goofy things that happen even that much more funny. So we're actually using the color and the balance and the lighting of the film to, or the look of the picture, to sort of enhance the jokes in a way. So when they walk into a certain situation, we're making it look really gloomy, like there's a scene in this interview room where they're talking to this suspect. They're in the police station. And we made it look very much like a TV show from America, like maybe, well, I won't say which one, but use some of those looks that they use when they interrogate people. And it looks very ominous, but then all this really goofy stuff happens because it's a comedy, and these guys are very inept, these policemen. So it just makes it that much more funnier that you're not expecting that to happen. So we're kind of doing similar things like that with this film. When they're outside and something good's about to happen, we're making it brighter, happier, warmer colors. And then when they get in these more dire situations or whatever, we're making it cooler and a little more dark and maybe ominous looking. I don't know if it's ominous, but that kind of thing.